Most of Monday night was dedicated to Kylan, DX, and Ozza making meringue for a pie for Sarah Beth's birthday. But Sarah Beth's birthday did not quite live up to expectations, in my opinion. Not enough fireworks to be Keisha's birthday 2.0. But the day started with some scrambling because Derek X decided to tell Alyssa about a half hour before the ceremony that he was going to be backdooring Christian. Alyssa tried to talk him out of it. Sarah Beth came in the room, had some dramatics. Xavier was in the room trying to talk Derek X out of it, even though Xavier already knew this was happening. Alyssa told Christian. He started pacing. It was a whole ordeal, but Derek X went through. Fortunately, not quite a blind side, but he went through putting Christian on the block with the back door and having a mostly successful week. From where he started, I have to give him credit. It was not as bad of an HOH as I was thinking it was going to be. The thing with Derek X's game, which is why I don't think he's going to win, is that he's just playing everybody else's game for them. But I think that's what he needs to keep doing to stick around. Just keep being used. Derek X just has to keep being used, and he will probably make it pretty far in this game if he does that. Is it too late for him to really start playing his own game to win? I mean, he still has a chance to win even if he keeps getting used, but I would like to see him actually form his own fight in this game. Like, he's fighting, but he still has played Tiffany and Kylan's game mostly this whole time. The Kings kind of blamed Sarah Beth and Kylan at first for this backdoor, thinking maybe they had a lot to do with it. And they're pretty sure Sarah Beth knew about it beforehand, which is why she's taking quite the blame. Old Sarah Beth just can't catch a break, even though most of it's her fault. And of course, Christian's upset because he basically realizes he wasted his HOH last week taking out Whitney, the woman with zero alliances. When he could have backdoored DX last week, he thought about it last week for a little while, but this is what happens when you jump aboard the girls gotta go train, I guess. At first, Alyssa came up with a good plan, though. Not that it would necessarily work, but she said that her and Christian should blow up the Royal Flush to the Jokers, which I think actually would be a very good idea. The Jokers don't know about this, and I think it would cause Ozza and Derek F to rethink some possible things. However, they stupidly went with Christian's small-brained idea to just talk to the Jokers, make a bunch of promises that are basically, he's going to win the next HOH, they could have his HOH, they could have his HOH basket, they could have his HOH music, and he thinks he did something. Ozza was able to act very good. They think Ozza's the swing vote, and they think Ozza lit up when they were talking about this plan with her. Delirious. But the Jokers continue to make me happy with their thriving this week. They really are the people that are deciding this vote. And they have been playing the Kings all day, really. Alyssa really thinks she has Derek F. Ozza did good acting with Christian and Alyssa. And then Brittany's in this game now. And she was actually the one that's confirmed to Alyssa and Christian that Sarah Beth knew beforehand, because Sarah Beth kept, asking her to throw the veto, even though she was on the block next to Sarah Beth. And then there's Xavier, who has just continued to struggle. He has really hurt his own game this week, I think. And I mean, I guess it's more that the game hurt him and he just could not adjust, and he still has not adjusted well. He's had a couple days to process what is actually happening, and I don't think he can process the fact that he's actually not in control of this game. He does not have the control in this game that he thought he had. And he's upset with Kylan because, Kylan's getting his way if Sarah Beth stays. And him and Tiffany are realizing that Kylan's social game is better than theirs, because it is. But despite the constant cracking in the cookout and the constant plays for power within the cookout, it's so fascinating to watch the cookout play this game. The fact that they're all playing their own individual games, and a lot of them are doing it well, although a lot of them doing it messy. But I've really enjoyed the dynamics with the cookout in this game, because it's not a typical steamroll alliance, which is just, let's get in a room, let's talk about the next target, let's win an HOH and target that target and get him out. That's the typical Big Brother over the last several seasons. This is more, they have to control their people outside of the cookout, all while having these conflicts with each other, which make it seem like they're not as close, because they're really not close, but they all have the thing in common to do this for the culture, to do this for the fucking show. And I don't know, I've just really enjoyed the dynamics. They've been able to keep this alliance under wraps, because they're as a whole, they're never on the same page. And even a few of them struggle to be on the same page at any given time. But that is why it works, because nobody suspects a thing, and they're able to realize the bigger picture for now. I mean, there's still these power plays. It's just really, who's going to take the first shot? Are they going to convince someone to take the first shot for them? Or somebody like Claire going to have to win HOH and take this huge shot at Xavier? Or even she could put up Kylan and Xavier. I mean, I wish Claire would do fucking something in this game. She's really getting on my nerves now, because she brings nothing. Claire brings nothing. People want to get on other players in this game for doing nothing, but frankly, the Britneys and the Ozas have done a whole lot more, and Sarah Beth might have done a lot of shitty things, but at least she's doing something. Claire is giving nothing. She's definitely becoming the Tina BB Can 9 for me. And if anybody watched any Big Brother Canada 9 coverage, I fucking could not stand Tina, because she brought nothing and was playing for like 5th or 6th place. And I feel like Claire is at best playing for 2nd place if her and Tiffany could somehow make the final 2. But in reality, she's probably playing somewhere between 3rd and 7th place, if not 3rd and 9th place. So I would like for her, she says she wants to win an HOH. Well, win a fucking HOH and bring something to this fucking game, because she's boring as fuck. I'm just tired of her just being Tiffany's shadow. Over it. One thing about the difference between Kylan and Xavier and Tiffany, though, and by the way, Tiffany already did start spiraling about the votes this week. Now that she wants to flip the votes, but she's worried about the jokers, because Derek Fraser and Brittany are going around saying they're voting for Christian, but they're just acting. They're playing the game and like telling Christian what he wants to hear. Aza's kind of doing the same. She's saying she's undecided. But yeah, Tiffany's spiraling about the votes. I mean, it's going to be a constant thing this week, but I don't think it's a major thing. But what I was going to say is that although Tiffany spirals, she spirals a lot, but she gets over it and then is back on track. Kylan and Xavier die on these hills. The fact that Xavier has pushed so hard for Christian and Alyssa, who give no fucks about Xavier, because in their deals with the jokers, Christian only said the only thing is he wants to keep Alyssa safe, nothing about Xavier. So Xavier fighting for his number so hard is just a stupid move. I get he wanted all the kings and jury, and I get he wanted the showmans because he thinks they're a shield for him, but he's looking dumb. And Brittany who is on it right now, realized that and told Ozza and Derek F they need to tell this to Xavier to bring Xavier closer to them. And Ozza decided right after that she's going to do it now, which is smart to tell Xavier because they're supposed to be allegedly close. And so as Ozza already told him this, so now Xavier can maybe see that he's been dying on this hill and they're not even keeping him in their plan to keep him safe with the Jokers. And Alyssa lied to Xavier and said that it was a part of the deal. So Xavier should know now that Alyssa is lying to him. So really enjoying this Brittany who is locked into the game and not fucking crying and trying to play the emotional manipulation game. But all in all, Christian and Alyssa have not done a good job today of trying to turn the tide against Christian. Alyssa's original idea to tell the Jokers about the Royal Flush would have been the way to go. I guess there's still time for that to happen. But the fact that they think they already have Derek F and Brittany and that they could just get Ozza, who they were targeting just a week ago, it's just was the Christians dumb as fuck. And Alyssa can only do so much. For now, the back door is seeming very successful for Derek X. He grew his target, but he just needs to keep being used by people unless he's actually going to try and play his own game. I mean, he's already the target, so he should just try and play his own game. I mean, I've said all along, Derek X is going to have to fight for himself in this game and just win competitions. And it's seeming like that is what is on the horizon, especially if Xavier has it out for him with Alyssa next week.